What would your advice be to those who are, because in your situation, it was a boyfriend. If it's someone in the household, I would say that's probably a little bit more difficult to navigate because you're in the house, you're seeing this person, you don't have the benefit of separation. Right? What would you tell that person?
If somebody is disrespecting your boundaries ever in any way, it's not a healthy relationship. If if a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner is trying to force you to do things that you're not comfortable with or removes, consent in the middle of an act, that is a blatant disrespect for you and your boundaries, and it's not healthy. So easier said than done, but my advice would be to seek out help, whether it be in the form of staying with a friend or a family member in a different house, staying with, a I don't in a shelter, in anywhere. I mean, again, way easier said than done, but you want to try and look at this logically. This is not a logical issue. This is an emotional issue. But if we can look at it logically, what they're doing is not right. And so my advice would be talk to someone and see how you can get safe. Talk to a friend, talk to somebody who is close to you, who you trust. Let them guide you, let them help you find a way out, let them help you get safe.
Was that something that you had to learn? And the reason I ask that is you're going from a little, well, I'll put it like this. You're going, the first time this happened to you on an intimate level, you were inexperienced. Would that be accurate to say?
Absolutely.
And then you got the experience, but you got it in this situation, which isn't the best. And then later on, you're in another relationship with a boyfriend who you're intimate with as well, and then this happens a second time. Was it something that you had to learn to think logically so you can be stronger and therefore ensure, or at least put up enough safeguards that it wouldn't happen again? Or was it, or did you always have that that capacity to say, okay, this has happened, I know what to do, let me go ahead and do it?
So for me, for the first relationship, actually for both relationships, we weren't living together. So I never needed to escape per se, because I could remove myself to a point. Um, as far as thinking logically, no, I had no idea, especially with the first relationship, that what had happened was sexual assault or was rape. I didn't realize that you could be raped by a boyfriend at that point. And nobody that I knew had ever spoken about it. So I couldn't turn to anybody because I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't even realize that it was wrong. I just know that I just knew that my first sexual experience left me feeling like there was a big empty hole in my stomach. And now, having had no prior experience, that I thought was normal. And I didn't want to say that to my friends, because if it's normal and I ask about it, they're going to think I'm weird or stupid or whatever. And I already thought pretty low of myself. So I didn't really feel inclined to speak up about it. I just lived with that feeling and ended up kind of going down the wrong path when it comes to valuing my body as more than just an object. And so trying to find ways to fill that hole in my stomach wasn't healthy, because I didn't know what I was doing was wrong. I didn't know what he did to me was wrong. And so I became educated enough after I transferred to that next school to know that what happened there was not okay. But I didn't realize that being asleep and waking up to some guy having sex with you, or your boyfriend having sex with you, I didn't know that that was sexual assault, because no one ever talked about it. And no one ever taught me that, you need to be conscious to have consent. And as silly as that seems, this is not a conversation that they teach you in school. I never learned this in health class. I didn't know that consent was even a variable in sex. I mean, the other guy, after the rape, was a string of other horrendous sexual experiences. And so all of these things led me to not understanding what true love, lovemaking, and sex like was supposed to be. So I mean, thinking logically wasn't even an option. I was only thinking emotionally because I didn't have the education to back it up. So what I want to do is try and make sure everybody knows there are logical steps to take in order to heal from this, in order to get yourself safe and to keep yourself safe. After I learned what was wrong, I knew what to look for as far as red flags. And I knew what to look for as far as logical steps. But I didn't have the wherewithal, the knowledge, the education about the logistics behind abuse and the logistics behind getting safe.